Few weeks left to go, Coach, in this season. You've guys 3 home games left, Friday, Saturday, and then you're back home again coming up a week from Sunday. Let's go back to the most recent game this past Sunday, and I'm sure it's probably one you want to put in the back of your mind and just forget it ever happened. But obviously not a very good outing for you guys. I think the final score was 10-3 in that game against Orlando on Sunday. They came out quick and scored quickly on you guys. What happened from your point of view that allowed that to happen?
You know, it was a blowout, and unfortunately these things happen in professional sports, whether it's basketball, baseball, hockey. I know the Nashville Predators came into Toronto this year and beat the Leafs 9-2 at home, and you know, these things are embarrassing, but they happen, and it's usually a cause of goaltending, and you know, our goaltending, Commer let in 3 quick ones. I put Driedger in, and unfortunately Driedger wasn't much better, and you know, our goaltending was just horrendous that night, and it wasn't a lack of effort. We had 56 shots on net, a season high for this hockey team, and maybe I think it was a franchise record high by 6 shots. So, you know, we had to work our butts off to put 56 shots on net. That usually takes us 3 games to do. So, you know, the effort was there, but unfortunately, you know, our goaltending wasn't, and that happens like I said, to NHL teams. So it's just a one-off. We came back the next night, played well. It was 2-1 going into the third against the same team, and Commer played his normal, you know, strong game for us and kept us in the game. So it's just one of those things, and it's unfortunate it happens at home, but you know, there's not much we could do about it other than me trying to go between the pipes and see if I could stop a puck, but I couldn't do that, so we ran out of goaltenders.
Coach Al Sims joining us in studio. It's Ford and O'Brien, ESPN Evansville 105.3 online, ESPNEvansville.com. And sticking with the goalie situation there, Chris Driedger, the announcement comes down yesterday that he's getting called back up to Ottawa with a possibility of maybe actually seeing some action. We'll kind of have to keep an eye on that and see how it plays out. So you lose Driedger once again, and is a guy that has been a great player for you in the goal all season long. And in return, you guys pick up, to fill that roster spot anyway, you get Alex Vazzano. Can you tell us a little bit about Alex?
Yeah, Alex played at Sacred Heart for 4 years and, you know, was their top goalie this year. And I think he had, you know, maybe 12 wins and 6 losses this year with Sacred Heart. And he's a .920 save percentage and under 2.5 goals against per game. So, you know, Ottawa had been scouting him and told me about him. And we got Alex on the phone right away and started heading this way before we even knew about Driedger. We were bringing him in as a third guy and give him a look for next year. So fortunately for us, he came right away. And, you know, we haven't missed a beat with Driedger being gone. We've had 2 goalies for practice. And, you know, Alex looks good, and we're going to give him a chance this weekend against Florida and see how he looks. But he's the one kid we brought on an amateur tryout. And then we brought in Kyle Shapiro, a defenseman from D3 Nichols College. Player of the year, player of the conference the last 4 years, very good skating defenseman, offensive defenseman, and he's here as well to help us out, and we get a look at him for next year as well.
And you mentioned that Vazzano was signed to an amateur tryout contract. Explain exactly what that means.
Yeah, both players were put on an amateur tryout, and what that does is they do not get a weekly salary on that tryout. They do get meal money every day from us, and we take care of their meals for them. And they get 5 games or 10 days, whichever comes first, and then you have to make a decision on them, put them on a standard player's contract, or you send them back to Sacred Heart and Nichols to finish their schooling.
Coach Al Sims joining us in studio in the Crease. It's Ford and O'Brien, ESPN Evansville 105.3 and online, ESPNEvansville.com. And as we've been kind of, unfortunately, the recurring theme each and every week with just a few weeks left to go in the season, and the season having not really gone the way the team had hoped it would. And I know, you know, you came in midway through, so to give yourself some time to kind of get things turned around here. Is it difficult to keep the guys from looking too far ahead and maybe counting down the weeks to when the season is over? How do you keep them together and focused on playing games from here on out?
Yeah, I think we go ahead with the same, you know, professionalism that I brought into the room when I got here. And, you know, we prepare every day for practice. We prepare them with video and scouting reports and just do everything like it's, you know, the regular season. It's another game. And, you know, we're not taking anything lightly or, geez, we only got 11 games left. Why are we working so hard in practice or anything like that? We're just trying to keep everything very professional and very, you know, for the players' sake, you know, interested and get them focused for these games. And, we'd like to win as many as we can. We set a goal for ourselves of 8 wins in the last 12 games, and we're hoping to get that. And, we put that goal out in front of the players, showed them a way to get to that goal, and hopefully, that's going to keep them going.
Well, I had a chance to talk to Justin McDonald yesterday. Nice guy, real nice guy. Tough on the ice, which you need to be. But, we brought up to him as well, team morale, things like that, as you know, kind of your playoff hunt is over. But athletes are competitive. That's just their nature. You want to win. Anything you're playing doesn't matter if you're going to make the playoffs or not. But in his answer was that there is a lot of good morale. It's a good locker room. They enjoy playing for you sometimes. It's like any good coach. There's days they say, man, this guy's killing us.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it seems morale is there, and this team is going to give 100% on the ice regardless of what the record says.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. This is a great group, and we got rid of some bad apples, and the group is really behind each other, supports each other, has fun together. They play ping pong. Just this morning, practice finished at 11 o'clock, and we're still out there with kids till 11:30. And there's about 10, 12 kids still on the ice. So, they're enjoying it. They're enjoying their time with each other, hopefully their time with myself and Josh. And, like you said, I think it's the quality of the group that really is the main thing with these guys. And, they give it their all, and they don't want to be embarrassed at home. They felt worse than anybody for that home loss. And, they're going to go out and try and do something about it. Like you said, they're very competitive, and they want to win. And unfortunately, we're playing with almost a team of third line guys right now, maybe some second line guys, but they've stuck together and they work hard and in practice, and they prepare for games like professionals.
Well, another thing we talked to Justin about yesterday that's always intrigued me because, I'll admit it, I'm a casual hockey fan. I'm learning more as I go, and it's an interesting game. But one of the bigger things, and it's one of the bigger excitements for the fans, when they drop gloves, fans love it. And it happens. And I think the biggest thing is other sports you get thrown out for throwing a punch, and
right.
But in hockey, they'll let it go until it goes to the ice. But the thing I think a lot of people don't understand, including myself, that I'm learning, there's times for that, and there's a reason for that. It's not just that you're pissed off at the guy that bad.
Right.
But what we're finding out, and you can maybe shed some light on that a little bit. You've played at every level there is. You've coached at every level there is. The fighting, it doesn't happen just to happen.
No, it doesn't. There's a reason for the fights. And like you said, a team goes up 3-0 maybe, and, there's a fight. And then the other team starts coming back, and usually it's the other team that starts the fight because somebody on the other team said, we got to change something. So they do that, hopefully win the fight. And then, their team starts to win the game. And, it's all an intimidation thing and tactic. But, a lot of people think fighting in hockey's fake, that guys just do it and, nobody really gets hurt. And believe me, these fights, these guys are trying to knock the other guy out. And if they can, they will. But, guys are getting broken noses and cuts and stuff. It is for real. And it's very serious. And like you said, there's a purpose to it. And it's what makes hockey special from the other sports is, like you said, you don't get kicked out. We do allow fighting and allow guys to get whatever they got inside them out. And in football and baseball, sometimes you can't do that, but other than attacking the mound. But, for fighting in hockey, like I said, the purpose is usually to flip the game and get it going your way. And if you got a tough guy that can win a fight, go out there and get it done, and let's get going.
Were you ever one in your playing days that would maybe be an instigator from time to time?
I'm going to say yes.
I've had a few times that I got called upon. I'll give you a quick story. In Toronto, I'm playing in front of my family and friends, and I'm killing a penalty, and I get cross-checked into the net from behind, and I'm down in the net, and I come out with my gloves off because I'm pissed. And it's Tiger Williams, who's the guy who cross-checked me, who has like 400 minutes in penalties, one of the toughest guys in the NHL, and my gloves are off, and it was too late to do anything about it, and I just grabbed onto him, started throwing, and we fell into the net, and it was crazy, but, my mom and dad were like, oh, my God, he's fighting Tiger Williams, But I grabbed him, got to the ice as quick as I could, and but, yeah, fights happen, and I had a number of them, and won some and lost some, but, the important thing in hockey is you show up.
Right.
And as long as you show up, your teammates are proud of you.
Evansville IceMen head coach Al Sims joining us in studio, his weekly segment in the Crease. It's Ford and O'Brien, ESPN Evansville 105.3. Before we let you go, Coach, again, a limited number of games left before this season's all said and done. What are you looking at in terms of how much of it is what's still left to go in the season, and maybe in some degree looking ahead to the future, maybe guys, whether they know it or not, maybe auditioning for a spot on next year's roster?
Yeah, it's unfortunate that we don't have the guys we traded for coming now. We have 4 defensemen that will come next year to us through futures. And, we've got a couple of new kids, 2 new kids coming in for this weekend. You can only have 2 guys on amateur tryouts at a time, so we will make a decision on these guys after 5 games and maybe bring 2 other guys in for the last 5 games. But, we got some new life and new blood in the team. And, like I said, our goal is to win 8 games through these last 12. And, we're working towards that. And, like I said, we're looking for guys who compete and are effort guys. And if you give us that every night, not only are you going to play this year, but you'll have a chance to play next year.
And your next game is coming up inside the Ford Center on Friday night. You guys will host the Florida Everblades. First time you guys have seen them all season, which is remarkable to me that as long as the season is, this is the first time you guys, here we are 3 weeks left,
in our
and this will be the first time.
And one of the stronger teams in our conference, so it should be a heck of a game.
And it will start at 7:15, 7:20 is when the puck drops. We'll have our coverage here at 7 o'clock on ESPN Evansville 105.3 and online, ESPNEvansville.com. Coach, always enjoy the time. We'll talk again next week.
Hey, great talking to you guys.